Hey everyone, welcome to Wake Up and Makeup. So obviously I've awoken and now we're going to put some makeup on. Thank goodness. So we have changed this so we go through a complete look, which I'm excited about. But you get to see from start to finish how to airbrush. We do go over the kit. One of our starter kits we'll go over. It comes with makeup. We'll go over how to airbrush, how to get started, all of that goodness. And so you are able to ask questions as we go along and get real live answers. And so that's what we're here for. So if you do have any questions, come on, let me hear from you. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. So today I wanted to do, it's getting close to Halloween. And I wanted to do kind of a fun look. And I'm getting some colors out right now. I'm going to use the Click and Play, which I love the Click and Play. If you're not familiar with it, it's these little guys right here. And I'll turn them around so you can see them. But they go boop, like that. So you can create any looks that you want. You can put them together as for the colors you like. We even have quads that we have put together, some looks that we have done for you. But you can order 1, 2, 3 at a time. Makes great. It's great for traveling. You don't have to take all of them. You can take the ones that you're just going to use. So it's a lot of fun, and they're so tiny, but because that's how big they are. But the pod or the pad that's in there is deep, and we all know that our stuff is highly pigmented, and a little bit goes a long way. So I want to see who's on. I already see some comments. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Hello, Linda. Jacqueline, how are you? Hey, Linda. Linda, why'd you take your photo off? Hey, Connie. Good to see you. How do you get VIP status? So Connie, you just go on, and it's actually called, it's not VIP anymore. It is, and why am I drawing a blank? Rewards. It's under the rewards. Let me go to the site real quick. Okay. If I go, actually, I don't know if I'll walk through that. Aha. So if you go to luminouscosmetics.com, and on the left-hand side, when I'm looking at the site, on the left-hand side, you see the little hamburger, and click on that. That's going to say rewards. And I'm going to press that. And it'll say rewards. There's like 2 buttons at the top. It says rewards, and then it says join in or sign in. So that's how you do it. Yeah, your picture's not showing, Linda. So Connie, if you have any problems, let me know, but that's the easiest way to do it, babe. And the rewards program is pretty amazing. You get points for everything you purchase. You're able to spend those points, as soon as possible, or you can hold off and build them up, whatever you prefer. So a lot of fun there. All right, so let's get started. Let's go over one of our starter kits. This is the, let's do this one. This is the Icon Pro. We also have the Icon and the Legend. It has 2 bottles of foundation, Love and Blush. Now, we give you the 2 bottles of foundation because this is the first time you're getting a airbrush, first time you're getting your kit. So guess what? We want you to practice. This is different than putting on traditional makeup, obviously. It's, you're not going to touch your face. You're blowing it on. You're using 10 times less makeup. So there's some getting used to that needs to happen. And so we give you the 2 bottles so you can practice. But what's great is those bottles are going to be similar in color. They're not exact, but they're going to be similar in color. And that way you can color match 365 days a year. So no more walking around with the wrong color foundation or any demarcation lines or anything like that, you are going to have that perfect shade match. And then with the blush, you're only using 10, or you're using 10 drops. Please don't use 10 drops. You'll look crazy. Just 2 drops. Our blush is very high pigmented. It does bloom. It does intensify. So just 2 drops. With the blush, you want to get it to where it's almost, oh my gosh, I almost love it. And then stop, because when it will bloom, and then it'll get to that point where you love it. I actually use my blush first before the foundation, and that way if I do get blush happy, I'm able to blend it out. Then Love is a hydrating illuminator. It gives you that nice lit from within look, meaning that youthful glow. If you are familiar with our luminizers have a lot of shimmer, a lot of shine, shimmer and shine. And Love doesn't. Love is very subtle. So if you're like, do I use it? I don't know if I use it. Am I age appropriate to use? You can use Love for sure. All right. So one more thing. Bam. This is what we want you to do when you first get started. So get it out of the box is number 1. Plug it in. It comes already put together. The only thing you're going to do is plug in the power cord and then turn it on. When you're holding your stylus, you're going to hold it like a pen. And when you turn it on, there's air that comes out. So what this is telling you is wherever the air is where the makeup's going to go. So using the air, moving it around your face is practicing. So you're practicing with air. Next, you're going to practice with water. And the water, you're going to pull back you're going to put the water boop, right in there, and then start very lightly pulling back on that trigger. Another thing I would recommend is put a couple of drops of foundation, get a piece of paper or paper towel, and spray a paper towel. That contrast of the white and the makeup will show you how you're doing. Do you see streaks? Is it wet? Do you run out too quickly? Then go back to these steps and see what you need to work on. All right, now let's get started. Yes, Linda, take a new one. I'm used to seeing your face. Hey, Amber, good morning. Good morning. Let's see, who else? Hey, Candy, good to see you. All right, so now I think I'm going to use our traditional concealers. Now, Buff is the one that I normally use. It's kind of a peachy color, and it works almost as a color corrector. So I'll put it on my lid. I'll put it underneath my eyes to obviously cover my dark circles. Oh, I was like, I don't know where my blender went. I don't know where it went. So we'll have to do something else. Hey, Judy, how are you? Thank you for watching. All right, so I out of Buff, so I am going to use these 2. So this is Ochre and Ecru. So this one is my shade, like flat out, it's it. I have to use another kind of brush. Now, the great thing about these is they don't move. Like once they're on, it's on like Donkey Kong. Like it doesn't move at all, which is great because it's not going to settle into wrinkles and crinkles. It's not going to do all that. Normally, I airbrush. My go-to is the CC concealer, but there's times that I like this as well. So I don't want to enhance any wrinkles and crinkles that I have here. So how I do this, I'm going to work one side at a time, but I'm working the outside. Now, because I'm taking you through all of my thought process right now, but because I normally use Buff, which is lighter, it gives me a nice highlight under here. And as you can see, this is more of my exact color. That's why I pulled this one, because I'm going to use this to lighten it. Just like we can mix and match our foundations with airbrush a lot easier, this, I'm still going to do it with this. Okay, so notice how I went, oh man, hold on. Okay, sorry. Notice how I went outside in, because that way, and I'm going to do this one right there, because that way it doesn't, most of the wherever you, that first touch of a brush or the doe foot is going, that's where most of the makeup's going. If you, I can blend this with my finger as well. I normally like to blend it with a blender just because you can just tap, 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 tap. I think I'll still put my finger. But if you do use your finger, use your ring finger. This is your weakest finger. Goodbye. And so I can blend that. Now, that's why I started here. Then I'm tapping it to blend it here because I don't want a bunch here, because that's where most of my wrinkles and crinkles are. Does that make sense? Say amen if that makes sense. All right, now doing this side. Because this dries quickly, I'm going to do one side at a time. Start out here. And I'm not really doing it right underneath. Lighten it. I think I'll use this just to get it started. And move it around. But you do want, thank you, Amber. You do want to be very gentle. I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to use traditional makeup or the traditional concealer, I feel like using my finger or a blender is a little bit softer. I feel sometimes like the brushes, like the artificial brush hairs, can be a little harsh. And so now I'm going to just use what's left on my finger to cover up redness on my nose. And then let's do a little bit. I'm going to use the natural one, or the one that's closer to my shade, on my lid. And move that around. And you'll be able to tell a huge difference. I mean, look at that. It looks so much better. All right, blending this one out. Linda, you haven't used our traditional concealers? They're really amazing. I use them a lot when they first came out. Like, I would use them all the time because I just loved them. And it's just really a flawless look. And then I more or less kind of perfected the way, because I think when you first start out, if you try to airbrush under here, some people have some problems doing that and making it look more wrinkled and crinkledy. And so the traditionals are sometimes easier to use, but it really is a flawless look. All right, so now I'm going to grab the translucent powder, my powder brush, lightly. See, I just went boop, boop, hit the extra off, and I'm just going to lightly powder under here. All right, so doesn't that look amazing? Like, after I finish this live, go back and compare what it looks like, because it is, I mean, it really will make you look flawless. All right, so now let's go in with, I think I'll go in, let's go ahead and do foundation. So I'm going to use the Silk 4-in-1, shaking the bad boy up, and putting my drops right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to start with about, I'm going to give you a rate, 5 to 8. Even if you end up using 20, still only put about 5 to 8 in there, because that should be enough to do your whole face. At the beginning, you might use more, but that's okay. You'll get it. Every time you have this in your hand, you're going to learn. So now I'm going to start at one spot and then make a pass. So I can go around. Now, because I did that concealer and it already looks flawless, I don't have to go up there. But what I want to do is blend it so it blends in perfectly. It just fades together. Yeah, Linda, the 4-in-1, I agree with you. Linda said she loved the 4-in-1 silk. I love the 4-in-1 silk. It is my go-to. I do like, I like the Mystic too. Ultra was one of the first ones that we came out with, and because I always use the newest one. Ultra I kind of like too. I forget about it sometimes, but the Ultra is great for combination skin, sensitive skin, acne prone skin. Blend it down my neck. As I'm airbrushing, I'm looking into the mirror with my eyes open, making sure that I'm covering. Now, I will tell you, because most of my coverage is here and the dark circles, I already took care of that with the concealers. And so I actually, I did about 5 drops. And I'm at the very end right now. Yeah, there we go. And I probably could have stopped a little while ago. So you might find, even with the full coverage, the concealers that are full coverage, you might not have to do as much foundation because you already have the coverage handled, if that makes sense. Candy said the silk 4-in-1 is her best friend. Yep. It's really a great go-to, especially if you're new, just because it does have, it has the moisturizer primer. It has anti-aging properties in it, but like, hello, sign me up. And then it has your concealer and your foundation. So it really does give you a little bit of wiggle room, I guess. All right, so now I'm gonna go in. I'm trying to see which one to use. All right, so I'm gonna do something crazy today. I'm gonna go in first with Peachy and the eyeshadows. And I'm gonna do this in my crease. Patty's favorite is Mystic. Oh, Linda says she likes Ultra, but sometimes it looks dry. So Linda, on cases like that, like if you do use the Ultra and it looks dry afterwards, use porcelain, and you can do you can put a couple of drops of, like 3 drops of porcelain and spray it on after you've done your makeup. A lot of people don't know that, and I love porcelain. You can use it before or after, because even if you get a little heavy-handed in your, because sometimes I'm like, am I awake? And you're not really paying attention, because we've done our makeup so many times, it's like we can go on autopilot. If I'm not paying as close attention as I need to, and I look and I'm like, oh, I look like I have makeup on, like too much makeup, I'll do porcelain after, and it'll help settle everything and not look as made up-y. That makes sense. All right, so that was Peachy, and I just blended Peachy into my crease, moved them up a little bit. And now, oh man, I don't know which green to use. I'll do this one. This one is Emerald. Look how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I'm going to use a flat, well, you know what? You can use a flat eyeshadow brush or your finger, which I do have a flat eye. This one right here, you can use that one. Just use the flat side and bam, bam, bam. Or look at that color. Is that not beautiful? Just going to boop, 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 boop. Tap that on, not pulling on the eye. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this color. And look at that pigment. Like that is just bam. Couple of taps. I mean, honestly, that first tap, it's on. Like you don't have to really keep doing it. And go right there. Love it. The other one I was looking to use was cardamom. That one. But I just love that emerald. All right. Now I'm actually taking the Optics palette in Blackout, which is a dark green. Blending brush. And I'm going to do in the crease, in the outside crease. And here too. Right there. I'll show you the color in just a minute. Okay. It's those, the dark green, the matte. Hold on, my brushes are rolling. Rolling. See that one? That's the one I'm using. All right. Now I'm going back to my other blending brush, and I'm going to blend this together. Obviously, you can see those hard lines. That's not something we want, obviously. So I'm going to blend this, okay? So take it and blend those edges out. If all else fails, blend. Laverne says, not happy with my... Laverne, why, baby? Why aren't you happy? Tell me. Talk to me. That's what these are for, and I'm so glad you're here. Laverne is on Facebook, and she said she's not happy with hers. And I could probably tell you why. I've been doing this, for a minute. But I want to hear from her because it's something that we hear. So I don't want to address it until she lets me know, but no, I'm going to go ahead. So Laverne, let me know, babe, because I'm here for you. Chances are you're not airbrushing right, because anybody who is airbrushing the correct way, and let me put these our little things up again. Anybody who is airbrushing correctly loves it. If I came over and showed you how to airbrush, you will love it. Okay? So the one thing about airbrush is you have to get the movement and how to airbrush down first. That's why we break these up in these steps of how to practice. Moving the stylus, keeping it four finger widths away from your face, barely pulling back on the trigger. Because what ends up happening are people when they first get it, put it on like traditional makeup. It's what they do. It's what you've done up until this point, so you don't know any different, right? You don't know. So until we can get it down where you are doing it correctly, then if you're putting it on like traditional makeup, yeah, chances are you're not going to like it. But Laverne, baby, if you're not comfortable answering me, go to in the descriptions, because I mean that's what these are for, is so we can talk it out. But some people aren't comfortable with that, and I totally respect that. So if you go to our Facebook page, which you're on, go to the left and look under appointments. You can set an appointment with me to go over color matching or how to get started. So Laverne, if you will, please do that. Look at the times that are available. Let's have a one-on-one so we can figure out what's happening and that you'll love it. Guys, I do these so you will love it. I'm gonna line my eyes real quick. And I lined it with emerald because I'm just obsessed with that color. All right. So yeah, I do these so you can ask questions. So you can see in real live time how to airbrush, how to use it, what to do, all of that funness. Okay. Look how fun my eyes are. I love it. So now let's use our compacts, and I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. And with Belize, you see the shimmer and the matte. I'm going to focus more on the matte side because I'm contouring. If a little bit of a shimmer gets in there, not too worried about it. I am using our 5-piece brush set, and I'm using the L110, which is angled, which you can tell is angled. And so I'm just going in there, doing this and this and this. And now grabbing the blush brush, which I can still use actually, this one. And I'm going to use Charming and using the flat side of the brush. And going back and forth. Boop. Adding some pink. And then now, grabbing some mascara, curling my lashes. I really hope Laverne heard us. She might have just said that and left, so I hope she did hear us. Grabbing the mascara, putting mascara on. Need more mascara. I mean, guys, hopefully if she's still on, let me know, like, didn't most of you maybe were like, okay, what is this? At first, like, nobody did it perfectly the first time they used it. It takes some getting used to. I mean, I've been doing these lives for probably 6 years, and I learn something every day. So the more you have that stylus in your hand, the more you're going to learn. Even if you're messing up. But if you stick with these steps, you'll have that aha moment where you're like, oh, that's what she was talking about. I was pulling back too hard. Use the end to straighten those. And then now, what's lips? I think I am going to do Merengue, of course, but I'm going to go in with Dusty Rose, which is a little pink. So Merengue is not so tan on, neutral on me. Yeah, you have to take time to learn how to use it, because once you get it, it's life-changing. And when I say take time, like, we're not talking weeks. We're talking just a couple of days. And rubbing that in. I like adding the Dusty Rose with the Merengue, because sometimes the Merengue can be too neutral on me. And then adding that just helps a little bit. So there you go. There you go. Fun eyes. I'm digging the eyes. Did some green, did some green. Jacqueline likes it. Well, I hope she did. Well, she said, wow. So I'm hoping. Oh, I did add a little bit of halo, right in the inside corner. And that just really brightens up the eye. Little tricks you can do. Little tricks. I could line it with the black, but I'm just digging the green. I'm digging it. Oh, you can line it with emerald. The emerald persuasion. All right, there you go. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for the Wake Up and Makeup. And you know, we're here every day for you guys. Every day, 9:30, Wake Up and Makeup. And remember, if you are new to Luminesce, go to Facebook, go to appointments, and book your appointment. We will go over color matching, or we can go over how to get started. But these are for newbies. And book if they're 15-minute appointments. We can go over those questions that you'll have. I can help you along, help you with your steps on airbrushing. Today at 4, we'll be back on Facebook to do a live on Halloween makeup. So we're going to do a look at 4 today. So stay tuned for that. And then remember, on YouTube, we will have our tip of the day, pro tip of the day. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.